Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to catch every fish in Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 2. Now, this video has been delayed by about 3 weeks because Fortnite had a glitch with the Fishing-Dex where you couldn't actually register fish to the Dex. It would allow you to do it for one game, but once you backed out, it would delete all of your fish. Now, I actually got Fortnite status to acknowledge this, and I made a tweet happen just through some work that I did. I managed to contact an Epic developer, then I was able to get this bug fixed, and we are now here with the fixed Fishing-Dex. So for any of you guys who want to actually have this Fishing-Dex completed out, then I'm not going to say thank me for it, but the best way to thank me is to hit that subscribe button. No, but in all seriousness, guys, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to complete the entire Fishing-Dex in Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 2, so let's actually jump right into the video. Now, to start it off, we're just going to start off with what you should be doing, what game mode you should be in, all that good stuff. Now, basically, when you are doing your Fishing-Dex, unfortunately, Fortnite has removed the ability to actually do this in Battle Lab. Now, in past seasons, you've been able to fish in Battle Labs and be completely peaceful and do it over there, but unfortunately, they've actually removed this, which, hey, some people see it as a negative, some people see it as a positive. I'm honestly kind of somewhere in the middle. I loved the convenience of Battle Lab, but at the same time, it kind of takes away from the genuine experience of fishing, so I could go either way on it. Now, my best recommendation to you guys is to do this in the zero build solos. Games are typically a lot less sweaty there, and they're just a lot more fun to play in overall, so even if you're only fishing for half the match, then for the rest of the match, you can just be playing it out in the zero builds. Personally, I really like this game mode, but of course, you can do this in the standard building modes as well. It will work just as well. Now, alongside this, you can technically do some of this in Party Royale, but I think they actually removed Party Royale, so you can't do Party Royale. I just completely lied to you guys. You can do it in Team Rumble, but it's really difficult because of how fast the zone actually shrinks. So if you're trying to get a pro fishing rod before the zone shrinks down on you, you probably won't get it in time. So personally, I would not recommend Team Rumble. I would just recommend to hop into a solos match and grind out these fish. Now, once you actually get into your right game mode, you need to know how to get a pro fishing rod. Now, this is the point in the video that I'll be referencing back to throughout the entire video for how to get a pro fishing rod most efficiently when you're actually in a match. Now, my best recommendation for doing this, before you start your Fishing-Dex, before you start grinding out these fish and catching all of them, I would recommend you drop on down to Command Cavern, get the key card from Gunner, and then go into the vault. Now, in that vault, there is a ton of gold bars. You can open up all of those safes, and you will get yourself a lot of gold. Now, once you actually get this gold, what you can do is every single match, you can come right over here to this area right in the middle of this big lake, then run over to this gas station with a fishing rod that you get off the center island, and then upgrade it to a pro fishing rod. Now, this is mainly for the swamp area stuff. Here's a map on screen of where all of the upgrade benches are located, just so if you are fishing somewhere else, you know where the nearest upgrade bench actually is. Now, that's not the only way to get a pro fishing rod, though, because once you actually get that pro fishing rod, once you've upgraded it to a pro fishing rod, there is a much easier way than having to do that every single match, and of course, that would be the tents. Now, tents just got added in last season, and they allow you to store items between matches. So basically, what you want to do is just hope that you find a tent either lying around. I'm fairly sure that some sometimes spawn down there, or you can get some just from floor loot, and then once you actually have that tent, of course, you can drop off your pro fishing rod in that tent so that the next time you are fishing, you don't need to do this process all over again and spend 300 gold bars upgrading a standard fishing rod into a pro fishing rod. Instead, you'll just be able to pull out your pro fishing rod from out of the bag and be able to immediately start fishing with it. Now, if you listen to all of that, comment down below gummy bears on top. I will respond to you with like a little bit of a crown or something. I don't know. I did this in last season's video and a ton of people did it. So, hey, if you're watching this part right now, comment down below so that I know you're one of those people that are watching through the entire vid. Hey, thank you for doing that, by the way. It genuinely means a ton to me. But let's keep on moving with the video, and I think that it's time to actually start catching ourselves some fishies. Now for the first 3 fish, we've got these all in one category, and this is the floppers. Now these guys are the base fish in Fortnite, and you can catch these guys literally anywhere around the map. It will just take you some time. Make sure you go to a fishing hole, and you'll eventually catch yourselves fish 1 through 3, the orange, green, and blue floppers. Now for fish number 4, we have the black and blue shield fish. This guy is the standard shield fish. You can catch this guy literally anywhere as long as you're fishing with any type of fishing rod or a harpoon gun at a fishing hole around the map. You will eventually catch yourself fish number 4, the black and blue shield fish. Now for fish number 5, we have the black striped shield fish. Now this guy's interesting because he can only be caught in coastal areas. Now my best recommendation for a nice coastal area would have to be over here. This is a perfect little area. Not only that, but you also have a ton of fishing rods spawning right over there. So this is a great spot to go to actually catch some coastal fish. And your 5th fish, the black striped shield fish. Now for the 6th fish, we have the green shield fish, and this guy can only get caught in forest areas. Now the best forest area on the map is actually right on over down here. Now forest areas have been decimated this season, and there's very few spots left, but there are a few fishing holes right over here. There's one here, here, and here. So your best shot is just gonna be going into a match, catching some fish over there, leaving the match, going back in until you eventually catch yourself fish number 6. It's a very much of a grind, and hopefully you'll be able to get it eventually, but it's an annoying fish to catch. For fish number 7, this is the first fish that we need a pro fishing rod. If you don't know how to get a pro fishing rod, go back to the timestamp in the description down below that actually shows you guys exactly how to get a pro fishing rod. But the pink shield fish can only be caught in desert areas as well. Now for those who don't know, desert areas have never been a requirement in Fortnite's Fishing-Dex before. This is the first season that Epic has ever added in this requirement. Now, as for me, the best spot to go fishing in the desert is along this river. Now, some actually may say to go down to this lake, but there's honestly not that many spawns over there. So, personally, I would just walk along these rivers, try and get yourself a fishing rod, and then just fish along these spots until you eventually catch yourself fish number 7, the pink shield fish. For fish number 8, we have the light blue shield fish. This guy can be caught anywhere, just like the base shield fish. So just literally go to a fishing hole literally anywhere with a standard fishing rod or a harpoon gun, and you'll eventually catch yourself the light blue shield fish. Now for fish number 9, we have the blue slurpfish. Again, this guy can be caught anywhere, so just go to a fishing hole with a normal fishing rod or a harpoon gun, and you'll eventually catch yourself the blue shield fish, fish number 9. Now for fish number 10, we have the yellow slurpfish. This guy can only be caught in desert areas, which is again yet another new requirement. Now for the desert areas, the best spots you're going to want to go to is this river right along here that will actually give you a ton of different fishing holes, giving you the opportunity to catch yourself fish number 10, the yellow slurpfish. So just drop on down here, go to this river or this river, fish along it until you catch fish number 10. Fish number 11 can only be caught in mountainous areas, and this is our first mountainous areas fish. Now, my personal favorite mountainous area fishing spot is this lake right over here at Logjam Lumberyard. It's a really nice spot because you've got fishing rods right up over here, so you're guaranteed to get fishing rods and you're guaranteed to get some fishing spots. So hopefully that will allow you to catch fish number 11, the purple slurpfish. Now for fish number 12, we have the black slurpfish. This is our first daytime locked fish. Now what that means is that you can only catch him in coastal areas. So again, the best coastal area to go to is right over here. This is a perfect spot, but you're going to need to do it at nighttime. Now, this is annoying, if we're going to be totally honest here, because in the past, you could set your battle app to the nighttime setting and then easily grind out catching these nighttime fishies. But unfortunately, you can't do that anymore. You have to be in a standard game mode. So you're just going to need to get really lucky. Now, Fortnite's day-night cycle, I believe, is split up into about 12 minutes per, of 12 minutes day, 12 minutes night. So if you load into a game where it's daytime, either try and wait it out or just leave that game and go back into another one and hope you actually get it in nighttime. Now, this fish, like I said, has to be caught in a coastal area and at night, so right over here is your perfect spot to actually do that. For fish number 13, the white slurpfish, I technically haven't registered it to my Fishing-Dex yet, but I do have the hint for exactly where it is. Now, the reason I haven't caught it yet is because the Fishing-Dex only just got fixed today, and this is literally the hardest fish to catch in the entire deck Fishing-Dex. So I just wanted to get this video out to you guys as quickly as possible so that I can help out as many people as possible. After this video ends, I'm immediately going to go ahead and catch myself this fish. I just wanted to get this video out to you guys so that all of you guys know where to catch every single fish. Now, for fish number 13, the White Slurpfish, you're going to need to catch it in a mountainous area at nighttime with a pro fishing rod. It is the most requirements for any fish in the entire Fishing-Dex, and it's actually been changed up from past seasons. So what you're going to need to do is go over here to Logjam Lumberyard. Now, this lake is a mountainous area, and once it is actually nighttime in your game, not only are you going to need to catch the fish in this area, but you're also going to need a pro fishing rod. Now, if you want to know how to get a pro fishing rod, again, link in the description to the timestamp of how to get pro fishing rods. If you skipped over that section, totally fine, but just go back and watch that to see exactly how to get a pro fishing rod right over here, and then you'll be able to catch yourself fish number 13, the White Slurpfish. For fish number 14, 15, and 16, we have the light blue small fry, the tan small fry, and the purple top small fry. Now, these guys are really interesting because they can be caught literally anywhere around the map, but the special thing about them is that you have to catch them outside of fishing holes. So you know how there are fishing holes around the map. Basically, you're going to need to take a standard fishing rod or a pro fishing rod and just fish outside of those holes. This means you can fish literally anywhere along rivers or lakes, anywhere in water, and then you'll eventually catch yourself these small fries, and it's just chance that hopefully you're not catching yourself too much light ammo or medium ammo. Hopefully you'll get these small fries as quickly as possible, but they can be a little bit tedious just because there's a lot of different random stuff like tin cans that you can pull out of the water if you're not in a standard fishing hole, but that's where you're going to need to fish to catch fish number 14, 15, and 16. Now, for fish number 17, we have the black small fry. This guy can only be caught at night, and just like our previous three fish, has to be caught outside of fishing holes, so you can just do this in any open water. As long as you're not fishing in a fishing hole and you're doing it with a standard or pro fishing rod, not a harpoon gun, you'll eventually catch yourself the black small fry as long as you're fishing at night. For fish number 18, we have the blue small fry. This guy can only be caught in coastal areas, so again, my best recommendation for a coastal area is right over here, and just make sure that you're fishing outside of fishing holes. Just fish in the open water, and then as long as you're fishing in this area, you'll eventually catch yourself the blue small fry. For fish number 19, we have the Slurp Jellyfish. This guy can be caught literally anywhere around the map as long as you're fishing at a fishing hole, so just go ahead and do that literally anywhere on the map. You'll eventually catch yourself fish number 19. For fish number 20, this is another one that it can only be caught in desert areas, but you are going to need a pro fishing rod. So again, if you don't know how to get a pro fishing rod, go back to that spot in the video earlier in the video where I explained to you guys exactly how to get pro fishing rods. Use the tents to carry it between matches. And another helpful tip for this one is there are typically natural tent spawns actually showing up right over here. So if you're in the desert area, you can actually just go over here and access your tent from a previous game without needing to find a tent randomly spawning on the ground. But with that out of the way, once you actually get your pro fishing rod, just fish around in these rivers in the desert area, in the fishing holes, and you'll eventually catch yourself fish number 20, the Peely Jellyfish. For fish number 21, we have the Purple Jellyfish. This guy can only be caught in coastal areas, but does not require a pro fishing rod or a harpoon gun. Literally, you can use anything as long as it is either A, harpoon gun, B, a normal fishing rod, or C, a pro fishing rod. So just go over to this coastal area, then go ahead and fish in the fishing holes, and you'll eventually catch yourself the Purple Jellyfish. For fish number 22, we have the Dark Vanguard Jellyfish. This guy can technically be caught anywhere as long as it's nighttime and you're fishing in a fishing hole. But I have always said this, like literally every single season, I am still fairly convinced that you can only catch this guy in swamp areas. Now, this center of the map is a swamp area somehow. Don't ask me why, but it is. So, personally, I would go to the center of the map, try and fish in that central area. If you're not getting any luck with the Dark Vanguard Jellyfish, make sure you're fishing at night, and then you'll be able to eventually catch yourself fish number 22, the Dark Vanguard Jellyfish. For fish number 23, we have our first swamp areas fish, and this is the Cuddle Jellyfish. Now, this guy can only be caught in swamp areas, so you're going to need to come to the dead center of the map. This is actually a swamp area, surprisingly enough, which really does not make sense. This doesn't really look like a swamp, but for some reason, Fortnite has labeled it as one. So for fish number 23, just come on down to the center of the map. There are loads of fishing spots everywhere here, and you'll eventually catch yourself fish number 23. For fish number 24, we have the purple and orange thermal fish, and this guy you're going to be catching a lot throughout your fishing journey. He is probably one of the most common fish, despite being a legendary rarity. So literally any fishing hole around the map, as long as you're using a pro fishing rod, normal fishing rod, or a harpoon gun out of a fishing hole, will eventually give you fish number 24, the purple and orange thermal fish. Now for fish number 25, I technically don't have this one registered yet, but again, just like fish number 13, I only did this because I want to get this video out to you guys as quickly as possible. But basically, fish number 25, the green thermal fish, is actually not too difficult to catch. And again, I'll catch this fish right as this video is done being recorded. And your forest areas is a very limited area. So the first spot you're going to want to go to is the Jonas's right down here. These 3 little fishing wells are really good alongside that right over here. If you don't catch it in your first go, honestly, leave the game, come back in, and you'll eventually catch it. Also, this little area up here is technically also a forest area, so forest areas are annoying. I'm not going to lie with you guys on that one, so hopefully I'll eventually catch it, but this guy will take you guys a while. I'm going to be completely honest with you. For fish number 26, we have the silver thermal fish. Now, this guy can only be caught in desert areas with a pro fishing rod. Again, if you don't know how to get a pro fishing rod, go back to that timestamp earlier in the video for a guide on how to get those. But you're going to need to come down to one of these rivers in the desert area, fish in the fishing holes, and you'll eventually catch yourself the silver thermal fish, fish number 26, as long as you're using a pro fishing rod. Now, for our penultimate fish, the second to last fish in the Fishing-Dex, we have the raven thermal fish. Now, this guy can only be caught in coastal areas, but yet again, you are going to need a pro fishing rod. So come on right over here, and for this one, you can actually just break open these barrels. They'll eventually give you a pro fishing rod. There's a ton of them over here, so you'd have to get kind of unlucky to not get one, but basically just drop on down over here, get yourself a pro fishing rod. If you don't know how to do that, go to the timestamp earlier in the video. Sorry, I've said that a ton if you're watching this video straight through, but I'm just saying that every time for people who are jumping around, and then go ahead and fish in the fishing holes with that pro fishing rod, and you'll catch yourself fish number 27, the raven thermal fish. Now for fish number 28, our final fish, we have the red and green thermal fish, and this guy is, again, quite annoying to have to catch. You only can catch him in forest areas, so you're going to need to come down to the Jonas's, and then right over here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little lakes that you can fish at, and then alongside that, technically, this area is also a forest area, but there's not that many spawns for fishing locations along this river. So personally, I would just recommend going down to the Jonas's. If you don't catch it on your first game, leave, go back in, and then continue that process until you actually catch yourself the red and green thermal fish. So that is how to catch all 28 fish in Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 2, every single one of them as quickly as possible. So if you guys actually did enjoy this video, then make sure to leave a like on it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, as that would help me out a ton. I hope every single one of you has an amazing day. I'm super happy that this bug actually got fixed with the Fishing-Dex. Sorry that this video took so long to get out to you guys, but again, I couldn't do it because the Fishing-Dex was entirely bugged. But good luck out there on your fishing journeys. I wish you guys the best of luck, and I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and I will see you guys in the next one.